Alright, hello folks. This is Alan recording another Magic the Gathering Arena Best Out of One comprehensive draft. Recently, Ravnica Allegiance has ended, so Core Set 2020 has appeared, and I think this set is fun. White is definitely the weakest color in terms of power level, but it's still quite feasible in this set. But overall, let's begin. Alright, happy to see a new set come out. Yeah, let's begin this draft. Pack 1, pick 1. What is our rare? Share Summons is a nice 2-for-1 in the late game. Definitely a great way to search for bombs or playables that you otherwise couldn't play if you are flooding out. But overall, pretty decent card. 5 mana instant speed to search 2 playable creatures is definitely really solid. Commits you into the green archetype, which green tends to have lots of big creatures and playables. So Sure Summon is a pretty decent card. If it was sorcery speed, I wouldn't like it as much, but this being instant speed allows you to cast it on the opponent's turn and leave mana up in case of any shenanigans if you have other instant speed spells to play. But overall, pretty good card. Looking at the uncommons, Portal of Sanctuary can lead to some interesting combos, and ETB effects that you can constantly retrigger over and over and over again. Definitely really powerful if you get the right cards for it, but it is definitely a build around that one has to commit to. I see this card being the best in potentially blue-black, since you can bounce back creatures that tend to again have powerful ETB effects, like retrieving a creature card back from your graveyard, retrieving instances of sorceries back in your graveyard, drawing cards, etc. But it is quite a huge build around. Warden Evil's Isles is definitely excellent. 3-mana 2/2 is great, and then making all your flying creatures cost 1 less is definitely really solid. The flying archetype in this set, it tends to be blue-white or blue-red. Blue having definitely the best flyers overall, and if you combine them with blue-white, this is definitely incredibly powerful. Red also has some flyers, but the ones that really stand out are the ones in blue and white. Flame Suite is an excellent board clear effect. It can be quite I'm about to say, awkward, especially since red tends to have lots of low toughness creatures like this Ember Cat, and you tend to want to be very aggressive in red with a lot of small creatures. Flame Sweep can be kind of awkward, since it can end up wiping your own board. But in scenarios where if you have a bunch of good high toughness creatures already, you can activate Flame Sweep and just clear the opponent's board of small creatures. So there's some high variance to this, but overall I think the power level of this card is pretty high. But it can backfire, of course. Looking at the commons, Boreal Elemental is a great flyer. 5 mana 3/4 is pretty decent as an attacker and blocker, and it's pretty difficult to remove since the opponent needs to pay 2 more in order to if they want to use a removal spell on this. So it's quite a difficult target to remove, and pretty much one of the best blue commons in this set. Unsummon is a decent interaction spell for 1 mana. Can usually catch the opponent off guard for just 1 mana. It's quite flexible, quite powerful at 1 mana, and just a bounce trick for 1 mana instant speed can do a lot of work. Chandra's Ember Cat is a pretty decent 2-drop. If you are going the elemental route, definitely helps. Lavakin Brawler is excellent as a 4 mana aggressive creature. Definitely can get quite scary if you draft a lot of these. So overall, the pack is pretty decent. No overall crazy bombs or powerful stuff that usually tends to stand out. So it's quite a difficult decision. I don't think Portal, Chandra's Ember Cat, or Lavakin Brawler are our first picks, and I would definitely prefer the Warden before I would pick up the Boreal Elemental. Really, I think in this pack it's Shared Summons, Flame Suite and the Unsummon here, just because these are two great, excellent removal and interaction spells. And Share Summons is just a nice way for green in the late game to retrieve cards that you want and have them be great playables. So yeah, it's kind of close. I think I might just lean towards Share Summons because I haven't played this card too often. It's also rare and it looks pretty decent. It doesn't seem completely unplayable. 5-mana instant speed, search up nice. Two big creatures is really nice, especially if you want to find some bombs that you otherwise couldn't have searched out in your deck. So it seems like a great value engine in late game. 5 mana does seem a lot, but if you can get there and you can stabilize, and you can end up casting this for 5 mana, it can be pretty nice. So I don't know. I think I just want to experiment here and just take it. Otherwise, these two spells would be kind of hard to debate over. And I might take, I don't know, maybe the Unsummon over Flame Sweep. I don't know. Because, again, Flame Sweep can be quite awkward in red since you're playing lots of low toughness creatures and you don't want to end up wiping your board. But in some situations, this can be really powerful. But I still like Unsummon as a 1-mana interaction spell. But let's try out the Shared Summons. Try to spice up our draft a little bit. Right, follow up with the Shared Summons. What do we have? Angel of Vitality is a nice life game payoff card and a pretty decent flyer. 3-mana 2/2 is a pretty decent. But you would prefer to play this in a black-white life gain deck since this fits more into that theme. Renowned Weaponsmith is early in this pack and is definitely incredibly powerful, especially if you can search up lots of Heart Piercer bows, and the fact that this can search them up is really nice since it helps thin out your deck, and it can pretty much draw you an extra card per turn just by using the 1-mana fetch spell. And bows, you should not underestimate bows in this set. If you have like 3 or even 4 of them, your deck can be potentially incredibly powerful. Even with 2, it makes it difficult for like opponents who play lots of small creatures to keep their small flyers on the battlefield. And if you have, and just having a bunch of them ping at the opponent's creatures is definitely worth it. So one of the best 2-drops in this whole set. I think this card's excellent and incredibly powerful if you can get those bows, and it's still early in pack, so I would just consider it maybe. Looking at the commons, Griffin is a pretty nice flyer. Boreal Elemental, again, is a really good 5-drop. Curve Topper as a flyer. Brightwood Tracker is okay, but we already have Shared Summons, which pretty much does a better work than Brightwood Tracker. Like 4-mana 2/4 is an okay blocker at the end of the day, and the 6-mana tap effect is still a lot of mana, of course. But yeah, it can potentially find you playables in the late game if you need them. And but I think Share Summons overall is a lot more powerful than Brightwood Tracker because it can just find those 2 creatures right away, while Brightwood Tracker needs to use up a whole entire turn. And then the turn after just to find creatures. And you just really want to, for the most part, develop the board over just finding creatures. So I would prefer to Shared Summons. Evolving Walls is a nice way to fix mana. But honestly, I think the card with the overall highest upside is a Renowned Weaponsmith. This card is powerful again. It can also ramp out artifacts, of course, and abilities of artifacts, which is really nice. And we can start this early. We can pick up a bunch of Heart Piercer bows, and we can make our deck into one that constantly pings off the opponent's creatures and threats. Big fan of this card, so let's take it. Alright, do we see any bows? Not really. Ogre Siege Breaker is great, but again, it is in 2 colors. Quite splashable, but it's definitely very powerful if you're just simply black-red. The fact that you can pay 4 mana to just destroy a target creature that was dealt damage is excellent. Works excellent with, again, Heart Piercer bows if you can pick up some. Even without a Weaponsmith, sometimes you do end up with like 1 Heart Piercer bow, and then the Ogre Siegebreaker can go off every single time your creature attacks. You can activate the ability and destroy something. Also plays well with small chump blockers if you have any, or small attackers. So it kind of makes the opponent think twice whether they want to block or attack into you. So Ogre Siegebreaker is great. Looking at commons, the one that really stands out, however, is just the Leafkin Druid as a nice 2-mana ramp creature for 0/3. And if you control 4 or more, you can add even more green mana. I think overall the best card in this pack is Ogre Siegebreaker, but Leafkin Druid is a nice green common that plays well with our shared summons, and green look. And usually when you're looking to play green, you're looking for lots of ways to ramp, since your creatures tend to be really large. So I think I like the Leafkin Druid here. Stick to a single color, keep green as our open color, and hopefully we can pick up some big green creatures that we can search up with this Leafkin Druid. I mean, not search up, but ramp out with the Leafkin Druid. So I think I'm liking that, and hopefully we pick up some bows, and we can maybe go into a blue-green Simic elemental deck. That's typically the theme in this set with blue-green, so hopefully pick up a Risen Reef. So we'll take this and move on. Did we get any Risen Reefs? Not really. Some decent cards here. Vengeful War Chief is an okay curve topper. Can be pretty slow at 5 mana, but it is kind of plays well with the cards such as the 3-drop, the Audacious Thief. Whenever it attacks, you lose life, draw a card, and then this can trigger it and get a counter as well. Also, kind of makes the opponent think twice about attacking with their flyer, since it grows a Vengeful War Chief, but still it's pretty expensive, and by the time you play this 5-drop, the opponent could just have a removal spell for it, so there are going to be some issues with that. Agonizing Siphon is an okay removal spell. Definitely not one of the best, but it can be fine regardless. There tends to be lots of high toughness creatures in this set, and at 4 mana, at sorcery speed, it can be kind of slow, and it can't really deal with creatures fast enough sometimes, but the life gain is fine. The fact that it can deal 3 damage to the face and gain 3 life is decent. So I think it's an okay removal spell, but I would definitely prefer Murder. Some good, decent black cards as well. Sanitarian Skeleton is definitely an overperformer, and definitely one of the cards you want in a black deck. If you're going black, just a nice way to chump block in the late game, combined with cards like Bladebrand, Sacrifice with Bone Splinters. Definitely a core engine in a black deck, but really none of these cards are really broken or anything I would. I mean, they're pretty good, no doubt, but I think I might lean towards this dual end, given that our first 2 picks are blue and green, because it kind of makes sense. Of course, we could abandon like blue, for example, or any one of these colors, but right now I just kind of want to stay consistent with our first 3 picks and make sure that everything can align if we do pick up more playables. But overall, I'm fine passing up this pack. I don't think there's any broken cards like Murder or Chandra's Outrage or anything at common. So I think I like the Thornwood Falls here. Just kind of speculate on blue-green for now. Alright, now what? It seems like we still have an excellent white card in this pack. Ancestral Blade is great. Nothing excellent in blue or green. These cards are passable. Like, Plummet is a fine sideboard card, but for the most part, the best card in this pack is definitely Ancestral Blade. Ancestral Blade is a great 2-drop. Not only does it make a 2-mana 2/2, but also comes in with a nice blade that you can easily give to a creature to give it +1/+1, so that's excellent. I think it's one of the best 2-drops in this set, of course. I think I'm just going to take it in case we don't pick up enough playables and maybe white can be open. Also a nice artifact to ramp out with the Renowned Weaponsmith if we end up in white, green, blue, so let's take it here. Alright, black seems a little bit open. Not going to main deck a Noxious Grass. There's a Battalion Foot Soldier that we can get started on if we pick up enough. We can kind of search them out, and it can be a fine way to thin your deck out and play multiple of these. It's okay. 3 mana 2/2 is not amazing, but if you can search out like again 3 of these, it can be pretty decent, especially if you can just flood the board with these and help thin out your deck. Squad Captain can be a fine curve topper in white. Bladebrand, again, fine card, okay with skeletons. But overall, not an exciting pack. I think I'm just going to pick the Battalion Foot Soldier in case these tend to wheel more, and maybe we can kind of draft and search these up. So let's take it here. Alright, and our Battalion Foot Soldier, so maybe this is just a deck for it. I'm not a big fan of white again in this set since the power level tends to be a little bit lower, but it's still feasible, and if we pick up more, this can get out of hand, especially if, you can search a million of these up. Bone Splinters is also pretty nice removal, but we don't have any sacrifice outlets yet. Still no bows or, of course, vials. So I think I'm just going to take a speculative Battalion Soldier here. Everything in this pack is overall quite weak. I think the best card is definitely Bone Splinters. But, yeah, think we can try to. I wouldn't mind taking a second battalion soldier, foot soldier after the first one. So let's take it. And yeah, white seems pretty open. I guess now we have a Dawning Angel as a decent 5-drop. Not a big fan of Moral Inquisitor, but it can be a filler 2-drop when we need it. Blood Burglar is a nice, decent 2-drop. And there black seem to be fairly open with this Agonizing Siphon, double Family Cutthroats, and the Sanitarium Skeleton and the Bone Splinter. So black could be a signal, but given that we have double Battalion Soldier, Foot Soldier, I'm kind of leaning towards white here. And Dawning Angel can be a fine Curve Topper. At 5 mana, gain a little bit of life, put out 3/2 flyer that can potentially start racing the opponent. So I think I'm going to try it out here. And Battalion Foot Soldier. Okay, I guess I can't pass up a third one. Again, this can be really excellent if we keep drafting multiple of these, since not only does it thin our deck, but puts a bunch of creatures on the battlefield, and then maybe we can wheel something like Inspiring Captain or Inspired Charge for our go wide plan, and just smash a bunch of creatures, 2/2 Battalion Foot Soldiers. So yeah, this can get kind of out of hand if we keep drafting these. So let's take a third one, and I wouldn't mind Raised Alarm as a decent 2-drop in white. Definitely can ambush opponents' creatures when they least expect it, and this being instant speed plays nice with the Griffin Protector at 4 mana. So I think we're going to lean towards white. We could be white, green, white, blue, of course. White, any color. Depends on what we open our second pack. That's a bomb. But with triple Battalion Foot Soldier, I think we want to kind of sell into white. So I'm going to take the Raise the Alarm here. And Inspiring Captain seems like a good curve topper. There's also Steadfast Sentry, but with all these Battalion Foot Soldiers, our 3 looks kind of filled. Pretty much these can just fill our role at 3. So I don't mind the Inspiring Captain, just a fine 4 mana 3/3, not amazing, but with the Anthem effect, sometimes you can punch in for a lot of damage, and it puts a nice body out on the battlefield. So let's take it. Now I guess I might take maybe. I don't know how relevant a Sanitarium Skeleton is in an aggressive deck. This card feels more. Again, it's kind of like one of those. It's definitely an excellent card if you're going to be in a more slower black deck, and is one of those core cards that you need as a 5/1 or 2 of, to combine with cards like Bone Splinters, of course. But I think with all these white cards, we're looking to be a little bit more aggressive, and we still should have like tokens to sacrifice with Raise the Alarm if we pick up any Bone Splinters. So I might just be leaning towards this Family Cutthroat as a fine 4-drop. If we're looking to be hyper aggressive and we're attacking through, this can be really nice, since we can play this the turn after and destroy something, especially a creature. So I don't mind this. So let's just take it here. Guess we can maybe Mind Rot the opponent. Alright, Blade Brand. So it seems like maybe black is open, so maybe we can move into a black-white deck. So yeah, overall, not the most amazing packs. Pack 1, we didn't open any great removal spells, like, Murder, for example. No Sleep Paralysis, no pacifisms, no rabbit bites, whatever. And we didn't pick up bows. We're now weaponsmith, so maybe this plan is over. So we could move into a black-white life gain deck with some, go wide payoffs, of course, with Battalion Foot Soldiers. I wouldn't mind that. But it really depends on the second pack what we open, and maybe we can abandon black and move into white in another color. But overall, pretty okay start. Not the most amazing. Wish there was some better commons, but yeah, let's move on. Alright, pack 2. Well, I don't know how late it is, but Omnath is definitely a bomb if we can pull it off. Other than that, all these cards are pretty okay, like Aerial Assault can be fine for our white deck. There's a Boreal Elemental as a decent flyer. Sleep Paralysis is a good removal spell. Bone Splinters I wouldn't mind with black. I don't know, this is still pack 2, and I really don't want to first pick any of these commons. I mean, again, they're okay, but they're just not the power level of Omnath. So I don't know, maybe we can just snatch this up, and maybe we could kind of try to force into it in this second pack. I hate kind of missing out on all the playables in the first pack, but really nothing in this pack comes close in power level. If there was a Murder, I would probably snatch it up here over the Omnath, but currently there is none. Aerial Assault is a fine removal spell in white, but you tend to be aggressive in white, so the opponent tends to have lots of blockers, and this can be kind of awkward since their creatures don't end up tapped too often. So yeah, let's gamble on the Omnif. Can be a fine card to search out with shared summons, and our pack one pick one can kind of be a whiff, but hopefully, I mean, we can still not play this and just take it as the best card. But overall, not happy seeing this in a pack two pick one, especially when you know, we didn't settle into the teamer colors yet. But definitely very powerful. So let's just take it here. All right. Love seeing a Loxodon Enchanter in this deck, so I guess we just move back into white. Definitely an excellent curve topper in white. Not only does it gain you a bunch of life when it comes into the battlefield, but the pump trick can be quite scary for the opponent. So therefore, the opponent would definitely need a million chump blockers, or else, let's just say you attack with this, and you can pump this with 6 mana, and then it just becomes like a 30 powered creature. So this is a card that's kind of scary and forces the opponent to chump block. And it's definitely a great curve topper in white. Definitely one of the most excellent white cards in this set. Even though white is the weakest, this can be a great incentive to stick to white. Scholar of Ages is excellent, but it works better in a blue-black deck where there are lots of instants and sorceries that end up dying. I mean, not dying, but end up getting spent, and you can retrieve them back with Scholar of Ages. Not that great in the blue-green deck, since the removals tend to be like, I don't know, bounce spells, enchantment-based removal. I guess Rabbit Bite can be okay, but blue-green is looking to be more creature-heavy rather than instance and sorcery-heavy, so I don't know about that. Overcome can be a fine way to find Curve Topper in the late game if you're going very wide. Audacious Thief is excellent as a 3-drop. But in terms of overall power level, I think I'm liking the Loxodon Enchanter. If this was in his pack, I'd probably take the Audacious Thief. Just a great card that plays well with Bladebrand, plays well with Van Fleet Cutthroat as a nice 3-drop. And if they can't answer this Audacious Thief, or their opponent's board is empty, this can just keep attacking in and become a card drawing engine that can win you the game. But overall, Loxodon is just powerful that I just got to snatch it up here. So let's stick to our white color and see what the second one brings. And happy seeing an Audacious Thief in this pack. Again, excellent card. This pack is okay. There's like a Flame Sweep. Chandra's regular, not something you care too much about. Unlimited. Dawning Angel, I wouldn't mind another one of. But Audacious Thief just has to be the pick here. Definitely the best card. So we can just move into kind of like a white-black go wide life gain deck. We don't currently have any life gain payoffs, of course, but if we can pick up some, maybe Dawning, I know, not the Angel, the 3 mana 2/2 Angel we passed up in the first pack, that can be really nice. But yeah, Audacious Thief makes sense here. Now what? I guess we can take a Sanitarium Skeleton. There are some great teamer cards in this pack, like Chandra Spitfire, which takes a little bit more work. And it's also a great elemental, of course, but we don't have any ways to really trigger this right now. Howling Giant is an excellent curve topper in green if you are going that route, but it is quite expensive. Great card to search it with shared summons. I guess there's an Angelic Gift, which can be decent in white as well, just to give maybe like a lifelinker flying, of course, or maybe this Audacious Thief that can start attacking in, and also draws you a card and replaces itself, so it can be okay. Dawning Angel is a decent 5-drop. Inspired Charge, it's a pretty nice Anthem of Pumps trick, but we already have an Inspiring Captain that can kind of fill a similar role. There's also Sanitarium Skeleton, which I wouldn't mind in this deck. Plays well with Bladebrand, can be a fine chump blocker in the late game. Can be a nice card to discard with. But again, we're looking to be more aggressive, so I don't know how much we want of these. So I guess we can kind of move out of the green here. Green-blue, because the teamer, even though there's some pretty good cards here, I think we're just kind of situating to black-white at this point. Don't think of the Inspired Charge. The Angelic Gift can be fine, like with the Audacious Thief, but everything else is just kind of whatever. Angel is just another expensive curve topper. So I think I'm liking a Sanitarium Skeleton. That's just a fine 1-drop we can play on one. If we pick up some Bone Splinters, this can be really nice, as you can sacrifice this and destroy a creature. It's also a fine card to discard in your hand if we need to. So I think I'm just going to take the Sanitarium Skeleton here, but it's kind of close. Alright. Some pretty good blue cards. Cloud Concealer still late in this pack. It's excellent, but don't think we can move into this route after we took all these white and black cards. I think Dying Angel kind of makes sense. There's also Soul Mender if we have more life gain payoff, but we currently don't have any. I think it makes reasonable sense to just have a decent 5-drop like Dying Angel, and I don't mind playing 2 of them in this type of deck, but overall, pretty bad pack for us. Hopefully we pick up some more removal spells. Otherwise, if we don't find any interaction, we could just kind of just have a bunch of creatures, and the opponent can just play a big blocker, and we're not going to be able to get through. So yeah, let's pick up the Dying Angel as the only pick. Ooh, Bone Splinters. I guess I won't mind a Bone Splinters now. I already have double Dying Angel. Don't know if I want to get 3 of them. Soul Salvage would also be decent in this deck, just as a way to fetch out creatures in the later game once I trade them off. But I think we really need to get some removal going, and we have some Raise the Alarm tokens that we can sack. Sanitarium Skeleton is a nice sack outlet. But yeah, I think we need some ways to deal with big creatures, so gotta take up the Bone Splinters here. Is this a deck for Epic here? Maybe. It is, again, another 5-drop, which, you know, will make our curve pretty high. Overall, like, Inspired Charge is not that amazing when you already have Inspiring Captain. It can be an instant speed pump trick, I guess, but we can always pick up more later, or a second Inspiring Captain. We currently don't have too many ways to gain life besides the Dawning Angel and maybe this Locks on Life Enchanter, so I don't know how often this is going to get triggered, but we could pick up like more Soul Menders, of course, in this deck, or more Blood Burglars that can probably chip in and gain some life, but it's not looking too amazing. It's not a high pick, especially with all these 2 double 5-drops already, so I just might lean towards the Inspired Charge as something I can potentially see playing even with Inspired Captain already, so let's snatch it up here. Nothing amazing. Black and green. Well, there's a second Renowned Weaponsmith being passed up, but we didn't see any bows at all throughout this draft, so it's kind of useless. Otherwise, I don't think any of these are playable, so I'm just going to take the uncommon for the vault and some gems. Now I don't mind an Aerial Assault as a decent removal spell. Again, it is kind of awkward for being the aggressor, but occasionally you get the opponent to attack with a big creature, and you can jump block and then kill this next turn with Aerial Assault. So that's fine. Not a big fan of Diamond Knight unless you're heavy 1 color or monocolor. Just, you know, it's a 3-mana 1/1 Vigilance is not amazing, and it takes a little bit too long to grow this sometimes. Like, you need to cast at least like 3 spells to at least make this relevant. 3-mana 3/3 Vigilance is not that amazing. So I think I like the Aerial Assault here. Don't think I'm ever going to play Glaring Aegis. Don't think I'm ever playing Wand. Maybe the Moment of Heroism can be a okay combat trick. It's pretty bad, but we might just take it. Maybe Prismite if we don't get enough 2-drops. Don't think there's too many scary enchantment and artifacts in this set. Maybe the scariest one is probably like Motorine Reclamation, potentially a portal. But I don't think we're ever going to main deck a Disenchant unless it's best out of 3 and the opponent's running like triple pacifisms. Overall, it's not that amazing in core set 2020, so maybe just a Prismite as a filler 2-drop in case we need one. Now, Angelic Gift can be okay. We already have an Inspired Charge. Hopefully we can find more payoffs for this, but it can be fine. Soul Mender can probably make the deck if we get more life gain payoff. Alright, 6-drop maybe. Okay, so our third pack, we really need lots of help. We're kind of thrown into this black-white deck. We currently don't have any life gain payoffs yet, and that tends to be the theme in this in these 2 colors, but we can kind of get away with kind of an aggressive black-white deck, of course. We definitely need better removal, like maybe a murder would really help out, maybe 2 murders. But overall, pretty okay draft nonetheless, so let's move on. Alright, and well, this is pretty disappointing. I guess we can... Best card in this pack is probably just a Drawn from Dreams as a nice pick 1 pack 1. You know, 4 mana, you know, look at top 7 cards and put 2 cards you absolutely want to play is definitely incredibly powerful. Great with the Scholar of Ages, of course. But yeah, this is pretty disappointing. Could just pick up the Epic here because we kind of have like some Soul Menders for some life gain, and we can probably ping the opponent a bit, and this can be an okay 5-drop. Don't think it's vile. 4 mana deal 2 damage is quite abysmal. But pretty disappointing pack. think this draft is going to suck, but who knows. Ooh, Ryan Regisaur seems great, but there's a murder. Yeah, I think it just has to be the murder here. Like, our removal kind of sucks. Bone Splinters is situational because you need sacrifice fodder. Moment is just a pump trick. Blade Brand is situational. Aerial Assault is situational. So I think we need the murder here, but Riding Regisaur is definitely a house if you can get on the battlefield exactly on 3. Can be weak to, again, to enchantment-based removal like pacifism and sleep paralysis. If this gets locked down, you pretty much almost lose the game because you have to discard a card on your upkeep every single turn. So that can have some detriments, but it's definitely can be a game winner if you play exactly on 3. So it's a high variance card, and Sanitarium Skeleton is a nice card to this. But yeah, I think we need to murder here because our removal sucks, and this is a powerful instant speed removal. 3-mana destroy instant. Target creature at instant speed is not much to ask for other than the double blue, and you can blow out combat tricks and kill the opponent's bombs as well. So gotta take the murder here. Only if our removal didn't suck so bad. The Ryan Regisaur would be great, so let's take the murder. Yeah, I guess another Battalion Foot Soldier makes sense. Pattern Matcher is definitely a great card too in this set, but Pattern Match the Battalion Foot Soldier pretty much does a similar job. Otherwise, Blood-Soaked Altar is a card for a more grindier late game controlling black deck. Definitely best in black green since you're looking to play lots of small creatures that you can sacrifice with this in the late game, and then you can gain some life off of the combos, the black-green synergies with this. But I think I like this Battalion's Foot Soldier as our 4th one, so we can just try to fetch them up. Now what? There's a Soul Salvage. Don't know how relevant that is. We're kind of weak at 2. Like our 2-drops could use a lot of work. So I wouldn't mind another Raise the Alarm. I mean, our 2s suck. I really don't want to play this Prismite, to be honest. Soul Salvage can be fine, of course, to get back creatures in the late game, but if we're looking to just play an aggressive deck, we can easily just swarm the opponent, and we don't really care about recurring creatures in the late game. It can be fine, but I think we really need to work on our 2-drops, so I think it's just going to be to Raise the Alarm here. I guess the Blood Burglar can be fine. There's also Squad Captain, but our 5s are looking stacked already. I don't even think we're playing Feral Abomination in this type of deck. Squad Captain would be okay, but again, our 5-drops are stacked. I think we just need a good 2-drop here. Don't think it's Daybreak Chaplain. I think we're leaning to be quite aggressive with like these Battalion Foot Soldiers. And overall, like our deck is leaning aggressive with Foundfleet Cutthroat, Double Flyers, Enchanter. So I think I'm leaning towards a Blood Burglar just as a good 2-drop that can gain some life and smork the opponent. But yeah, this draft isn't looking too amazing. Another Bone Splitters can be fine. I think I prefer that again over Blood-Soaked Altar. Don't think we have enough life gain synergies for the Soul Mender, so I guess it's Bone Splinters here, a second one. Ooh, Fencing Ace can be pretty decent as a fine 2-drop. We currently don't have any ways to pump it. Like it works well with the Angelic Gift. Can work well with Blade Brand, I guess, as a first strike Death Toucher. Moment can be fine, but I don't think we're playing it. It works well with like Inspiring Captain and Inspired Charge, so I might just consider it. Or a second Sanitarium Skeleton, since I think I'm looking forward to running 2 Bone Splinters. But I think we should have enough Sacrifice Fire with double Raise the Alarm and a Sanitarium Skeleton already that we don't need another one, and we can just use a good 2-drop like Fencing Ace. So we can kind of build our deck out, maybe just cut the Soul Mender, cut the Feral Abomination, maybe Moment of Heroism can go. I think I'm liking the Blade Brand here. We could just be 16 decks. Guess we can cut the Prismite as a pretty bad 2-drop and just replace the Defensing Ace here, and we can kind of go 16 lands perhaps. Or even 17, like we can cut this Epic here, of course, because our life gain doesn't look too amazing and relevant. So yeah, I think Fencing Ace makes sense here. Ooh, another Ancestral Blade, so it's definitely looking powerful with Fencing Ace. We have another Ancestral Blade already, so once we start equipping this on the Fencing Ace, it can get in for a ton of damage. Also great with our Flyers. One of the best 2-drops, I think, in this set, even though white is the weakest color. I think I'm just going to take it here. Don't think we're going with Soul Mender plan. Maybe we play a Vial. Seems pretty bad though. So yeah, just taking a common for gems. Don't think the Moreland makes sense. I could see myself playing Axe. We don't have any evasive creatures, but we have lots of creatures, of course. And sometimes just having a weapon to get through is nice, especially with the Fencing Ace. But the Ancestral Blade kind of drops us a weapon already, but Moreland Inquisitor, it's pretty bad as a 2-drop anyway, so maybe we play an Axe, maybe we don't. Now maybe I can take a Squad Captain and replace it over the Epicure. We currently, again, don't have too much life gain synergies going on, and I can see this being a fine curve topper, especially if we're looking to be very wide and doesn't grow pretty large. So I guess I'll take it here. None of this matters. Maybe Daybreak Chaplain, who knows, plays well with the Angelic Gift and Marauder's Axe and all these weapons. Okay, so overall, not the most amazing deck, but it's still a draft deck nonetheless. It's pretty okay. Pretty decent. So let's see here. I think I like the double bone splinters since we should have enough 1/1s to sack. Liking the murder aerial assault is just removal because we need it. So 4 cuts here. I think I'm playing 5/5 drop here because the squad captain seems pretty decent in our deck, and the Lockstar Enchanter is kind of a life, has kind of a mana sink and is quite expensive at 6. So I could see myself going 17 lands. And then the fact that we can fetch out a bunch of Battalion Footsoldiers can help us out and thin our deck. So 4 cuts. Let's see here. Could see myself cutting an Angelic Gift. Maybe cut the Jaybreak Chaplain. Marauder's Axe can be decent. Blade Brand can be okay as well. So 2 cuts here is not easy. I could see myself cutting Inspired Charge because we have Inspiring Captain already for the Anthem effect. And 1 more cut. I think I like the Sanitarium. Like, it's kind of weak, but it is a good target for Bone Splinters. But at the end of the day, we have a bunch of 1/1s anyways. But it can be a fine creature to keep recurring in the late game. How about Axe? Do I want to cut that? Like, we don't have too many evasive threats, but the fact that you can equip this onto a creature is nice. But we have double Ancestral Blade already, so I guess it kind of makes this kind of irrelevant. This only gets +2/+0. It doesn't necessarily increase the toughness. Sometimes the toughness is better, and we already have double Ancestral Blade, so I see myself cutting it. And then our deck can just be like this, with 14 creatures, 9 creatures, slightly favoring white, so 9/8 can be decent, especially if we need double black for murder, Bone Splitters in the early game, Blade Brand, potentially some early black cards. So I can see myself going like this. Perhaps we can even probably just go 10-7. Don't know if that's too much. Like, we only need double black for murder, of course, and like early game Sanitarium, Skeleton, Blood Burglar, Audacious Thief, and Femmes. Fleet Cutthroat. So I could see myself maybe going 10-7. Of course, and I think this might just be a 17 land deck, given that we have all these 5-drops, a 6-drop, and a bunch of 2-drops, and we have some mana sinks with this Ancestral Blade. It's not a lot though, so I guess Lockstar Life Enchanter is quite a mana sink. I could go 16 lands, of course. Like, if I cut a land, what would I play? Like, Angelic Gift is okay, but again, it's not amazing. I don't want to play a second Inspired Charge. Let's cut this Prismite. Cut a land, play Marauder's Axe. Nah, maybe probably not. Soul Mender is not too relevant. Angelic Gift is just like whatever. Daybreak Chaplain is just a 2-drop, maybe with some potential life gain. Moment Herald Wisdom is just a pump trick. Inspired Charge, sure, but we have Inspiring Captain already. Epicure doesn't have enough synergy. So I think this is just our deck. Again, we don't need Marauder's Axe. Just go maybe 10-7 with all these white creatures, and potentially we can get there. So, don't know what to call it. This is probably the most boring white deck I've seen. Um, I don't know. Dude, please, let's put this back. Yeah, let's do this. See how this draft goes. Could be a whiff, could suck, but you never know. Let's try it out. Didn't really have any pick one, pack one bombs. Pick two, pack one, we had a bomb, but we were already kind of situated with lots of white creatures. I guess the life locks on life enchanter is kind of close in power level to like what I would consider a bomb. But overall, just a really creature heavy deck. We do have murder. We're on the draw. Like this Battalion foot soldier can fetch a bunch of them up, so I don't mind, and then we can just keep playing them and make a big squad captain. But kind of a slow hand, but I think this is keepable. Okay, Low Pegasus, opponent's on a beatdown plan. Well, don't want to draw a bunch of them. Unfortunately, that's just the case. And nothing here. Okay, play another swamp, say go. Next turn we can drop the Battalion Foot Soldier. Just playing double black to kind of hide info on our second color. Ooh, opponent missed the land drop. Not good. Alright, so this Battalion Foot Soldier looks nice. And then we can get a bunch of them. But I don't want to deck myself. If I take two of them, I'm going to go to 8, and I have to basically deck myself. So I think 1 is fine for now. And then we can say go. Because if I take the second one, I'm simply going to have to discard end of turn, and that's not good. So now what? I could just play a Battalion Foot Soldier, but I'm definitely attacking for 2. Opponent missed the land drop, so kind of behind here. I think I just like the Battalion Foot Soldier, and we probably won't take action here since we missed the land drop, and we don't want to discard end of turn. I would love a land on top next turn so I can, well, missed another land drop. Jeez, I don't want to emote the opponent, that's kind of rude. So I'm just going to play land here. Could end of turn raise the alarm, and then maybe we top deck another land, we can play squad captain. But overall, let's get to attacks. Maybe just play another one, search another one, thin our deck. Yep. And just say go. Is the opponent going to discard? Missed 2 land drops already. Sorry, opponent, if you are watching this video. I don't mean, any bad luck. It just happens. There are games too which I've played in local Magic Gathering, which I only I keep a 2-lander and I'm stuck with 2 lands for the whole entire game. Yeah, sorry about that, opponent. Wish you luck on your next game. So yeah, let's play again. Alright, we have Raise the Alarm on 2 and Ancestral Blade. We're on a draw. I think this is worth it. We have a bunch of 2-drops. Yeah, sure, I like this. Whoa. Is this another opponent that's going to be stuck on 2 lands? I think I'm just going to play land, say go. So it's pretty interesting what we want to do next turn. Well, he gets a nice turn 2 play, just drawing 2 cards. Definitely playing out land here, so now what? Blood Burglar can start gaining me life. That can be reasonable, and then if we draw land next turn, we can obviously play the Ancestral Blade equip and deal 3 damage and lifelink. So I think that's pretty good. Start getting in for life while we can to kind of upset the opponent. Opponent plays out Cloud Concealer, that's definitely an excellent 2-drop. Now he can start getting in the air. Ooh, land is great. So now what? Could just play Ancestral Blade, equip onto the Blood Burglar, and start getting in for 3. I could just attack, but he's just going to block with one of them and trade off. And I want to get this life link while the flyers are in the air. So I think I'm going to do that. He could double block, and that's fine. I'm fine having an opponent 2 for 1 himself. But a 3 damage lifelink is really powerful. Okay, I'm happy with that trade. Definitely nice taking out these flyers. And I get some life gain in the process, so definitely a nice turn for us. Ooh, Warden is excellent. So now I can play out land. I could attack. Maybe he blocks, and then I can Cutthroat. Don't know if it's worth it. I could just play everything out. Raise the alarm, end of turn. This can be a fine target to kind of Cutthroat, because it does make everything reduce, of course. But I could do that next turn if he plays a bigger flyer. So, But this would be on curve. I don't know. I could just save it. I think I'll save it. I think there's bigger fish to fry, so yeah, let's move to attacks. Opponent blocks. Okay. Happy with the trade. That's definitely a good card. I don't know why he's blocking. I'm going to play a Sanitarium Skeleton. End of turn, we're going to raise the alarm. So I think we're just going to say go. Don't know why he's trading off these great creatures. Well, that's a good card. End step, we're going to raise the alarm. Ooh, Squad Captain is nice. I think I'm attacking here, and whatever he blocks, I'm just going to Cutthroat. Just to play on curve and play a big 3-drop, so. Alright, opponent smells it. Do I just play out the Cutthroat? Probably. Yeah, probably. I don't get value out of it, but at the end of the day, still 3-3. And I want to build up the board for this Squad Captain. I can still Aerial Assault next turn. Guess he's going to keep everything back. Now I can play land, play Squad Captain, but you could have a counterspell. Maybe I play out the Dawning Angel to play around and counterspell, because I don't want this to get countered. I want this to be a pretty big creature. So I think I'm going to play out the Dawning Angel here, and if he counters it... Okay, no counters. Could just trade off the Phantom Fleet Cutthroats. Don't think I mind. This is going to be big anyways, so... Could have, like, some trick. Okay, that's fine. Don't know why he's trading off his flyer. Now I have a flyer against the opponent. Opponent seems to have a pretty strong blue-white life gain deck. I mean, blue-white flyers deck. I don't know why he's trading off his creatures so aggressively, since they're incredibly powerful. I think it's Squad Captain time, so we're going to play that out. Okay, now the blade looks excellent. Okay. Yeah, I don't think the opponent should have traded off so aggressively. Definitely had a really powerful deck from all that I've seen. Should have stayed back, maybe took some damage, and then play out his flyers. Could have had like Empyrean Eagle in his deck, so don't know why he... That's almost like a free win. So let's keep playing. Alright, turn 2, raise the alarm. I'm missing a bunch of 3-drops. But I think it can be okay. Maybe I can draw into some stuff, and the 5th land gives us Dawning Angel and Squad Captain. I think this is a decent keep. Lead out with a Swamp. So I could potentially play double Swamp if I pick up like a Blood Burglar and hide some info. Healer, it's okay. Could double block that. Instant speed. Might try that. Just to trade a token for a card. I could get punished, but I think I'm fine trading off if he decides to attack. Yeah, just to reduce the amount of elementals, and this is just a fine token for a token. Could keep one around, but I think I should have enough to use Squad Captain for that. This is fine. Alright, Don't know if I want to double block a Sentinel, but I think we're just going to say go here. Could just take 2 here, and then take 2 again the next turn. Because he could have some dumb flash effect. But I'm fine trading off a token for healer. Okay, that's annoying. So I guess I'm going to have to block this anyways. Yeah, that's just going to make my tokens irrelevant. So I think I'm just going to have to... I think I'm just going to have to kill this, because my tokens are just going to become useless anyway, so... Yeah, let's double block. Unfortunately, that's just the case. Because my tokens are going to be useless anyways, I might as well get rid of creature while I can to get value. Ooh, now this is nice. We can get a million Battalion Footsoldiers. Hopefully he doesn't get a second bow. Otherwise, that's going to be a big issue. And I can still take 3 because I still need to play out land per turn. Now I draw 3 cards, thin out my deck. Next turn, probably just Dawning Angel. Okay, Overgrowth is excellent. Okay, so this is nice. I think I wanted to double spell these, so Dawning Angel seems decent here. And then we can... I'm fine getting in for 2. Could have a second bow to take out my Dawning Angel, so I don't know if I should have done that. Prize a second bow, hopefully not. This is just one... I could trade off for this too, don't mind. Okay, this is looking great. I could also just play the Loxodon Life Enchanter, but I think I want to be greedy here and just play all my Battalion Footsoldiers. I could again just play this and force him to chump block. Yeah, it seems fine. And we'll decline here because we don't want to go down to less life. Now, I can attack with this every turn and he might be forced to chump, because this is just, I can just pump this into a pretty giant creature overall. So yeah, I think this play was correct. I could have done the more greedier play by playing double Battalion Footsoldier to set up a squad captain. But overall, this Loxodon Life Enchanter is going to kind of force him to chump block every turn. I could have another removal spell like, I don't know, Sleep Paralysis here, which would suck. But I can still make a giant squad captain. Alright, Wolf Rider Saddle is decent. I think I'm attack. So this is pretty nice. I can start attacking and he's forced to chump block every turn so he doesn't get smashed for lethal. So yeah, let's attack here. And he needs to block or else I can just pump and kill him off. So yep, this is looking nice. Now we can... That's fine, he gains life, that's not relevant. Let's play another Battalion Footsoldier. And decline, then let's play another Battalion Footsoldier. Opponent needs double bow to start pinging down my flyers. But again, he needs creatures to start taking down this Loxodon Life Enchanter, or else he's dead. Guess this blocks the 2/2s, but it doesn't deal with the 4/6. He's still forced to chump block. Ooh, I can just make a huge Anthem effect and attack. What happens? He's forced to chump block this. I lose a Battalion Footsoldier. This is still a lot of mana. This is still, however, this is what happens if I pump and I attack in with everything? I guess you can still double block the Life Enchanter, and I lose it. So maybe it's not the correct route to go. I could just make a giant squad captain and skip out on the Battalion Footsoldier. I mean, it is close. Yeah, let's just go wide. Yeah, he can double block my Life Enchanter, so... But I guess that can be okay. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. He's going to be down to 1, so I think it's okay doing this. He can double block the life enchanter, but then he's going to lose a lot of life. I'm definitely going to kill the overgrowth elemental first. But this is a huge attack, so I think I'm fine doing this. Lose a card, and then force a chump block, and then he might just double block, which I'm fine with. Okay, he's going to do this. Perfectly reasonable. So the opponent's going to go down to... Opponent's going to lose a ton of life anyways. He's going to gain a life, but I guess he keeps his overgrowth. Next turn we can make a giant squad captain. And get in with everyone. So this deck is looking out pretty decent. Overall, these Battalion Footsoldiers have been really helping us thin our deck and find a bunch of playables. So I'm quite surprised this is actually doing really well. Guess he's just going to try to equip this Overgrowth Elemental, but he's still kind of lethal on board. Right, that's a good card. So now what? Bone Splinters seems decent. What happens if I Bone Splinters, then I attack with everyone, and it should be game over? Well, he's going to go up to 6 life, I guess. But he's going to have to force block here. Yeah, it's game over. So, yeah, let's just do this for safe measures. Yeah, this should be game over. It doesn't matter what he blocks here. It's just 6 damage. Yeah, Battalion Footsoldier plan does do a lot of work, surprisingly. I think my deck, this deck would be better in a green-white deck with like Ironroot Warlord, since that tends to be the go-white payoff. Black-green is, black-white is of course looking to go with life gain synergies, but in our deck scenario, it's kind of strange because we're looking to go wide and aggressive as black-white. So yeah, it's kind of strange, but luckily 10 Plains and 7 Swamp has been working out quite consistently for us. Let's 3-0 right now. Let's keep going. Alright, Battalion Footsoldier seems fine since I can just fetch a bunch of them out. Do need to get to my 6th land for Loxodon. Need black, single black for these 2, but I think this is decent. So I think I'm going to keep here. Just want to have my first Battalion Footsoldier so I can fetch a bunch of them out. And then that can improve my draw steps, hopefully, and thin out our deck. Opponent is going black with the Sanitarium Skeleton on 1. Ooh, excellent 2-drop. Ancestral Blade comes in at the right moment. Black-green, okay. Opponent is going for the black-green grindy plan. Luckily we have Battalion Footsoldier exactly on 3, and we're going to go fetch them out. And we have 3 of them. I think it's fine taking 3 of them here, because we're not going to discard, so let's just do that. No attacks. Hopefully we can top deck a land so we can equip Battalion Foot Soldier next turn and make this into a 3/3, and then play out a Battalion Foot Soldier. We'll just see. Gorging Vulture, okay, so opponent has some graveyard synergy, and he milled a bunch of lands, so that's good for him, and just a single creature. Raise the Alarm. Yeah, I think I might just attack in with this Battalion Foot Soldier and make this into a 3/3. I could still raise the Alarm end of turn, which can be fine. He could double block, of course, which isn't all too amazing, but what do I kill if he decides to double block? Maybe the Flyer. Yeah, I don't mind. And we can main phase raise the Alarm too after this attack. Just need to start getting in. Okay, so I'm gonna take 3, and then just play out this raise Alarm, say go. Alright, Lomi Shaman's decent. I might still attack with the Battalion Foot Soldier just to trade off for it. I guess he could just put the Centaur Courser back into his deck, but there's really no reason for him to. Like, you don't really want a bunch of lands back. Okay, I guess he wants lands back. Sure, I think I'm going to attack here, and if he wants to trade off, that's fine. Still a card with a card at the end of the day. We can play another Foot Soldier. Would love a land off the top. Opponent still has a Flyer in the air that we need to deal with. Would love a land so I can equip and attack and then play another Foot Soldier. That would be great. Alright, Greenwood Sentinel, sure. Ooh, land is good. So now what? Guess I can equip. He can do a double block. Let's think. Yeah, I guess I can equip. He can do a double block. I can kill off the Greenwood and play another Battalion Foot Soldier. Think this is worth it. Just to start pressuring the opponent. Alright. And the Battalion Foot Soldier seems nice here. I might just block this 2/2 as well. Maybe double block it, I don't know. He could have some combat tricks, but I really want to outrace my opponent by dealing more damage. So I think I'm fine blocking here. If he wants to use a pump trick, that's fine. I guess I could try to put everything in front. Let's just say he has like a growth cycle. That would be kind of bad, I guess, since for the most part this is going to kill off all my tokens, and I still want them around for some go wide stuff. So I think this is fine. I still have Bone Splinters, perhaps, to yeah, I guess I could still double block like this in case he has like a Pharaoh Invocation, of course, but it's pretty bad against Growth Cycle, so I don't know, maybe this is okay. Ooh, Courser, sure. Dawning Angel. I think I'm fine still attacking here for 3. I can just play out another one and then equip it. Sure. I could just shuffle my library. Opponent still has a Flyer in the air. I don't have a single black mana to get our stuff going. Opponent could just keep chump blocking end of turn with this Sanitarium Skeleton. But I'm fine with that because he's still going to have to pay mana end step, and then he won't be developing the board. Could have an Agonizing Siphon here, I guess. Okay, yep. Alright, so we're just drawing a bunch of Dawning Angels that aren't getting anywhere, so I think I'm just going to equip the Axe and say go. The Blade. Just a single land can give us access to Dawning Angel. It doesn't necessarily have to be black, it can be white. I'm fine with that. Maybe we can trade off for the fly. Ooh, that's great. Alright, so we're just going to move to discards. Sometimes in Magic you don't get lucky. So what do we discard here? Sanitarium makes sense since I can just fetch it back. But this isn't looking great. I guess you can start attacking the Sanitarium skeleton now and trade that off. Potentially, just to keep drawing cards and gaining life. So this is a potential good card for him. So we're kind of stuck on lands, unfortunately. But a single one would be really nice off the top. Would love it. Please be nice to us, game. We are running 17 lands. Soul Salvage, but I can still block these creatures quite profitably. Can trade off for the Blood Burglar. Alright, land is good. So now what? I could pull, I could play out the Blood Burglar, but nothing else. Yeah, Dawning Angel makes sense here. Could just take 2 again, equip the Axe next turn on the Dawning Angel, if I have enough mana for it, and potentially, I think I'm trading off for this Blood Burglar just to prevent a life gain. He does get a card, but still, I don't want him to deal 2 damage to me every turn and gain 2 life. I think I'm fine taking damage from Gorging Vulture from now, because I can move the Blade onto it. But this seems pretty bad, and he can draw a card off the top. He's going to play out the Courser next turn, perhaps. I could keep up Blade Brand for this, actually. So I don't mind that. I could equip the... And you can just shuffle everything back, including the Siphon and the Soul Salvage. So kind of got punished there for putting on these land drops. I mean, missing our land drops. Alright, Ancestral Blade 2 seems nice. I could just keep up Blade Brand for the Courser, of course. So now what? Don't think I'm playing the Dawning Angel. Yeah, I think Blade Brand of the Courser is nice. I could Blood Burglar, of course, and attach a Ancestral Blade onto it, but I think this turn I want to just attach it onto the Dawning Angel, leave mana up for Blade Brand, and play out the second. Yeah, let's play this out. Could attach it, but I don't think so. I think I want to use Blade Brand here, because if I develop any... I guess I can still double block, which can be reasonable if I play out a creature, but I think Blade Brand could just be important here and what I need. Yeah, I could still double block with Blood Burglar, but I think Blade Brand is more important just to get our draw step. And this Forgery blocks this 2/2 reasonably well. Okay, Meteor Golem, sure. Fortunately, that's going to take out the Dawning Angel. Resolves. Opponent can start attacking for 2. I think he's suspecting a Blade Brand. Okay, I guess not. So what we're going to do is we're going to block like this. Block here. Then we're going to use Blade Brand. And we have Murder. But the opponent's still drawing cards off of this. Motorine Reclamation is incredibly powerful. So I guess the only thing I really am scared of in this set is like the Motorine Reclamation here. What happens? I could play the Inspiring Captain and just put a Ancient Blade onto to block this Meteor Golem profitably. I could just play out the Blood Burglar and attach something onto it. I could just play out the Dawning Angel. This is interesting. Yeah, I think I'm just going to do this. I don't think I'm going to go wide anytime soon and smash the opponent. So I think this is fine. I could, of course, just play the Blood Burglar and attach 2 blades. I almost forgot about that. But it's not going to gain me life anyways. So I might just be mana efficient doing this. He can attack with everyone, of course, and still draw cards. I still think I have to block this one too, but I'm happy blocking Yeah, I'm happy trade killing off this 3/3. Take 3 for now. Opponent's just drawing cards, a million cards. I guess the only way I can win is probably get him to deck himself, but he fetched back his soul salvage, so he basically can't deck himself now with this Loaming Shaman. So not looking good here. Get the Paradise, also way to gain life. So the only way I can really kill him is to outrace him. Could have his own Cutthroat, yeah. Don't think I can win this game. Cutthroat, but I'm pretty much on the defense. So this card can get kind of awkward if you're kind of playing defense, since they know that they can play around it. If I was more aggressive, it would be better. I think right now, for now, I think the play is just Blood Burglar, double equip. And then could just be lethal here because he can just tap me down. And then swing for all. Guess I could still survive. Probably I won't. I probably have to force a chump block. A 1 drop. I could go down to just 3. That can be okay. But he's just going to use the sorcerer, so I think I have to chump block here. Okay, million gift the Paradises. Another Cutthroat. Alright, definitely not winning this. That's unfortunate. Could play out Dying Angel if I top deck a land, and then I can potentially block. Okay. Guess I'm dead. I could just play out Dying Angel and force a block, I guess. Go up to 7. Take 5. Could raise the alarm, I guess. Maybe equip. Nah, I guess Dying Angel is my only way out. And I have to trade for this Cutthroat, I guess. Or do I? 3, 4, 5, 6. If I block here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I should be dead at 7. Yeah. Because he can just activate the sorcerer. Yeah, unfortunate there. 17 lands, but got kind of mana screwed. The opponent just outvalued me with the black, with an excellent black green deck with Soul Salvage and Loaming Shaman to fetch his stuff back and go in an infinite loop. So I could just go 9-8. Given that last game, I was missing a lot of black. Maybe this is still fine. I don't know. It was just quite unlucky that we only drew 1 black source. And if we got black source earlier, maybe things could have been different. But, you know, I want to make sure I get my white consistently so I don't end up double black in the opening hand. So let's just keep it 10-7. Really, that game was about missing land drops. If I wasn't stuck with 3 or 4 that whole game, I think it would have made a big difference, but... Alright, raise the alarm for 2, and I can still Blade Brand in the 4-drop on the draw. I think this is keepable. Heavy on swamps, but that's fine. Most of my white cards are single white, so I think I'm going to keep. Opponent's on green, sure. I can raise the alarm, end of his turn. Next turn, Bark Hydro. Alright, so I can see this being a card I can kill with Aerial Assault. So let's say it attacks for 3 and taps out, and then I can Aerial Assault the turn after. Fortunately, I can't raise the alarm and Blade Brand at the same turn, but I'll have you take 3 here. Could just tap out. Alright, seems decent as a nice Aerial Assault target. He's tapped out, so he doesn't have Hexproof. And just playing on curve with this aerial assault seems nice, so let's play it. Say go. Next turn I can just attack and play Found Fleet Cutthroats. He could just keep this behind his blocker and that's decent, or he can just attack and I'm fine taking 2. Next turn I can just Inspiring Captain and smash in for maybe 2, so... I mean 4. Okay, Leafkin Druid. That's a fine target for me to Cutthroats. Don't mind that, because he can just block 1 and I don't get full value. So yeah, let's attack in for 2 here. He can block 1, that's fine. Sure, I could just Blade Brand, but this is pretty decent just to pretty decent target for me to kill. So this kind of slows down his mana for a turn, so that's nice. So Bone Splinters that can potentially deal with big targets. Blade Brand is decent as well. Definitely not blocking here because this implies a combat trick. A 2-3 attacking to a 3-3 does not make any sense. So fine taking 2. He could just use a pump spell here. I don't care. He's definitely leaving up a lot of mana for this trick. Probably a Feral Invocation. In that case, I can Bone Splinters next turn to get rid of this. Got it. Alright. I could Dawning Angel instead, but I think it's better to just get rid of this while I can. So what I can do is play Inspiring Captain here, pump everything, attack in, and then Bone Splinters this to get a nice 2-for-1. Pretty nice turn for us. Next turn we can play in Dawning Angel and start getting in. This is an excellent 2-for-1. Once I guess it's almost like 1.5 for 1 since I did lose a token. Okay, seems good to attack. Don't think there's any flash creatures in green. I could be wrong. Oh, I guess there could be the wolf that comes in as a 4-4. Yeah, there is an ambush, the wolf ambusher in this set. But I still have Blade Brand to keep up against that. Now a flyer. So yeah, pretty nice KO here. Opponent with a decent mono green deck. But happy that this deck is functioning pretty decently. I'm quite surprised that this deck is doing well, and we drew our black that last game too, even with 10 white sources. So I think we're still fine. We can keep going. Currently 4-1. Let's keep going. Alright, so we have a turn 3 Battalion, turn 1 Sanitarium Skeleton. We're on the play, but a single land can really get us there. I think this is fine keeping. I could get punished if I don't draw my third land, but with 17 lands, yeah, let's do it. This is not a deck for cowards. Would suck if I miss a land drop, but I think this really is worth it if I can play this Battalion Footsoldier on 3 and get a bunch of them. Pull mulligans down to 6, I mean, sorry. Sanitarium Skeleton is a fine, reasonable start. Ooh, a land, excellent. So next turn we can play out the Battalion Footsoldier. And just search a bunch of them up to thin our deck. Okay. I'm fine trading one off now, but definitely playing this out. Yep. And we can get out both of them just to thin our deck, make sure we don't draw these later, and we're still not going to deck ourselves, so pretty reasonable start. Definitely trading this Footsoldier for this Blood Burglar so he doesn't gain infinite life. And the second one, okay, could just take 2. Okay, I guess he's not. Could be fine attacking, but he's going to be able to attack with 2 next turn. think I'm happy maybe just trading them off. I don't know. And now I could attack with one, but I won't be able to block the other one. I need to make sure he doesn't get a million lifelink going. So I think the game might just be the trade for 2. Alright, opponent passes turn. Now I can play out a nice Dawning Angel that can start getting in the air. And this is just going to block my 2/2s, but I'm happy trading these off. Okay, guess I'm going to play out Battalion, Ancestral Blade, and Equip. Looks like that makes sense. And the opponent's missing his land drops too. He's been stuck at 2 the whole time, so it's a good time to potentially put on the Blade. Think I might just still attack for 3 in the air, like... I could put it on a Battalion Foot Soldier, making it difficult for him to get by with the Blood Burglar, of course. I mean, again, I could just put on the Sanitarium Skeleton at the end of the day. So I think I'm going to do this. I don't think I care about the extra attack. I just want to have a good blocker against these Blood Burglars, so he doesn't gain a bunch of life and go ahead. Opponent misses another land drop. Okay. Well, this seems scary. I guess I can now equip onto the Dawning Angel. Attacking for 4. This is a 2/2 double striker next turn, so that can be potentially incredibly powerful. But still not going to get past double block. So I think the play here is just to re-equip onto the Sanitarium Skeleton. And then just play out the Battalion Foot Soldier. Say go. Could raise the alarm here. He could try something. I think he has like Blade Brand, I think, at 2 mana. Alright. Another opponent stuck on 2 lands, a free victory. Excellent. It sucks. Happens, you keep a 2-lander and then you still don't draw your stuff. But this deck is quite interesting. Can't believe we're still 5-1. I don't usually expect decks like this to even make it to 5 wins, to be honest. Since white is the weakest color and we don't really have any amazing bombs and some okay removal spells. But I guess against opponents that draft a little bit worse or potentially get mana screwed, this is good, so let's keep playing. Alright, raise the alarm on 2, Audacious Thief on 3, excellent. And we can potentially make a big squad captain, and also Blade Brand. I think this is obviously a keep. End step, we can raise the alarm on his turn at instant speed. Don't think there's any 2-mana counter tricks spells I need to play around. So I think I'm just going to pass the turn and say go. Alright, Heart Piercer, so I think I'm just going to flash it out here. Opponent needs to equip the creature first, but now I can just play out a Swamp. Audacious Thief is excellent. Start getting in there. The opponent can, of course, start pinging me down, but that's with a creature, but he needs to play one first. Sage's Roll Savant, okay. Alright, fortunately I think we have to trade off here, but I still have a Blade Brand. I think it's good to attack, even though he's going to block off my Audacious Thief. I can still Blade Brand and get a nice, decent value trade off of this. So yeah, I think I'm gonna tap double black here just in case I get another 2-drop. Murder, okay. Plains is nice. Next turn I can get value off of these 2/2s, these 2 1/1s by making a big squad captain. I guess it's still going to be a 4/4, but that's still okay. Sprite is going to be start pinging down my creatures, and it can attack past this Dawning Angel. Could Battalion Foot Soldier and start to train. But I would need another land to go off with it. I think a 4/4 squad captain is decent here. Just say go. You can still attack and ping one off. So I'm just trying to get early value with this and playing. Okay, that needs to die, so I'm definitely murdering that card. Attacking for 3, pinging down a 1/1 makes sense. I could aerial assault if I top deck a land and murder, so that seems pretty excellent. Ooh, so I think I like it here. Yeah, why not? Excellent target. I could just murder this Empyrean Eagle because it's powerful regardless. But I think I could save that for a turn. He can equip and ping off a 1/1, I don't care. I think the Battalion Foot Soldier is nice just so I can make sure I thin out my deck and I don't draw them next turn. And then we can get in for 4. I can still play out Battalion Foot Soldier and keep up murder. Ooh. I think that's a nice target to murder. Okay, that's fine. It can block the 4/4, so I think I'm going to kill it just so I can get some damage across. Yeah, let's just kill it now while we can. And we're going to auto-pay here because we don't even have enough mana to play anything else. So getting in for 4 is nice. Angelic Gift, okay. Is Ray flying, so it's kind of a waste. Just using this to cycle. Guess he can get in there for 2, but this is 4 damage. So he might be forced to chump block here. Alright, guess I'm gonna get in there. See what happens. Ooh, it still takes it. Ooh, okay. Opponent's pretty far behind. Could play the Dawning Angel. But I think I just want to flood the board and maybe just alpha next turn. So I think we're just gonna do this. Just play all our stuff. I mean, I guess there could be the planar cleansing that I need to play around, but that's a rare. That's pretty difficult to play around. What happens next turn if I attack all in? Well, sweet. Yeah, I should have maybe played around planar cleansing, but that's a rare, and you usually don't play around that. So, can't believe it is currently 6-1. Don't know what to say. This is amazing. Didn't expect this deck to get that far, so let's take a snapshot. Now let's take the snapshot with this deck. Removal spells. Blade Brand has been an overperformer for some reason. Aerosol has been finding some decent targets. Yeah, and let's snap this picture while we can. Alright, and yeah, let's get this 7 wins. Don't know what's going on with the mouse. Yeah, the mouse is being stupid. Okay, hit the done. And yeah, let's get our 7 wins. Can't believe this actually got there. I guess the Battalion plan actually works out. As much as I hate to admit, even though they're a bunch of 2/2s, they are creatures that can swarm the battlefield and block pretty efficiently and decently. So let's get the 7 final boss. Okay, raise the alarm on 2. Ooh, Sanitarium on 1, raise the alarm on 2, and potentially a Battalion Foot Soldier on 3 to help in our deck. This is looking great, so let's keep. Pulling Mulligan down to 6. Ooh, that sucks. Guess we can play out the Sanitarium Skeleton. Next turn we can instant speed raise the alarm if we have to, and I think I might, just to make this Inspiring Captain even more scarier and threatening. I could just Ancestral Blade, of course. But I think I like to raise the alarm. I mean, it really depends. Let's get an attack in, to be honest. I could play this, and it might be a little bit better with the Inspiring Captain on 4, of course. But I could just play a bunch of Battalion Foot Soldiers in the meantime. Yeah, let's play out the Ancestral Blade. I think this could be better if he has like a 2/2 that I need to trade off for. And that's a good 2/2. And I might even just block it, to be honest. I guess I can get him for 2 here, and then like play out the Battalion Foot Soldier and potentially trade off for it. I don't mind that. I could also instant speed to raise the alarm, but I think this play is fine. And even if he uses like a pump trick, I can just aerial assault next turn, so this is looking fine. Ooh, okay. Oh, I almost thought we had to discard, but this is looking great. So he should be able to trade this off and get a card in return. But I just drew 3 cards with 1. So Foot Soldier is working out really well. Next turn I can just equip a Blade and play out the Foot Soldier. And this... Ooh, alright. Guess I need to kill Chandra now. Yeah, he's gonna take out the Foot Soldier and get a nice free card draw here. So I definitely need to kill off Chandra. I can't block this, so he's gonna get value. Yeah, we have to kill off Chandra here, otherwise this is just gonna go haywire. So I guess we're gonna play land here. I could play the Inspiring Captain and it can be a better blocker, but I can still play out Battalion Foot Soldier and re-equip the sword. That's why Ancestral Blade is an excellent card, so it allows stuff like this. Now Battalion Foot Soldier is nice. Now we're going to decline, equip Blade onto Battalion Foot Soldier. You could use another removal spell, but it's still card for card. But this is looking nice here. Goblin Smuggler, okay. So this is kind of annoying, so he can start making this unblockable and getting in. So I guess I need to kill this. I could just aerial assault it, of course. And I think that might be the play. Bone Splinters is, however, more mana efficient, so I can play out another Battalion Foot Soldier. But I definitely need to deal with this, so I think the play might just be the aerial assault the Goblin Smuggler while I can. I could just aerial assault the Thief, of course. But I could maybe not just attack. I could just offer a double block. Ooh, I guess I can still re-equip the Blade onto the Skeleton, giving a good blocker. So I think this is decent. Could have, of course, again, aerial assault the Audacious Thief. Ooh, Cavalier. He's probably not gonna... guess he's sacrificing to kill... Sure, but I have a Bone Splinters in response. I don't want him to gain the lifelink. So I think here, it's reasonable to sack my Skeleton. Just because I can recur this back instead of my token. So now he can return back the Audacious Thief, which is annoying. But I'm still ahead. Ooh, it goes back into battlefield. Never mind. Play land. Yeah. Foot Soldier comes in. I don't want him to gain lifelink, so I use the Bone Splinters. And it's fine because I can just fetch back this Skeleton. Go. Hopefully he doesn't soul salvage this back. Otherwise he could just win the game. That's why I just don't want to see. Because these cards are kind of scary. Barony Vampire can trade off, I guess. Guess now the plan might just for me to just build the board and Heart Piercer is annoying, but if he wants to attack, he's going to have to Alright, I guess he's going to try to ping my 3-3. I think I'm fine trading it off if he wants to get an attack off with this. Guess I could just still get him for 1 next turn. Okay, this is fine. And I'm definitely trading off if he wants to ping my Battalion Footsoldier, because I don't want him drawing a million cards. And it's reasonable to do this. Next turn I might just attack with a soldier. I guess I can make this into a 2-2, so I don't have to worry. And I have 6 lands up, so I could still equip, raise the alarm, and Battalion Footsoldier, and he's at 11 life. I think that's reasonable. I could attack here. I could just leave this behind as a blocker. But I think it's fine attacking for 2 since I'm a bit ahead. So. And then I can play out the Foot Soldier. End of turn, I can raise the alarm. And then the turn after, I can Inspiring Captain. So I think this is fine. And I probably won't trade, just so I can get lethal in next turn. Alright, the Spitfire is annoying. I guess that's going to block my aggro plans. Imperious Bloodlord, sure. Guess he's going to get a 1-1 counter, so I could just offer like a double block with the Battalion Footsoldier and a token. I think that can be okay, because this is just going to gain a lot of life, and I can't block it, so... Okay, we're going to let that resolve. We're going to raise the alarm here. Could just take 4, I don't know, but this is getting scary. I don't... What happens if I just take 4 here? He gains 4. He's going to gain 4 anyways. But how do I kill Sorin? I guess I could just take 4. Let's just say he blocks a 1-drop. I mean, I could play Inspiring Captain and just kill off Sorin next turn. That can be reasonable, because he's going to take 4 anyways. Yeah, I think this is fine. Alright, so I guess we can play out land. Now what? I could just attack with everyone. He can block a 1-1. Sorin dies, but I can play Cutthroat the next turn. So I think this is good. Just attacking like this. Okay, he's going for this. Sure. Guess Sorin stays alive, but get a nice card for card. And I might just trade off the Cutthroat now for this Barony Vampire. I don't mind that. Say go. He does gain a bunch of life, but I could just take 5, I guess, but I need to eventually kill this. Yeah, I think I'm trading this off. Unless he has removal, that would be pretty bad. Sorin isn't amazing unless you have a bunch of vampires. If like you only have 1 vampire, it's not great. I don't care about this. I guess he can just make 2 1-1s, but I don't care. That's annoying. Murderous Dumb. Okay, so I gotta finish off this Sorin next turn. Gotta take 6 here. And he gets to ping off a 1-1-2. This is bad. I think we should have won this game. So how do I deal with this opponent? Let's see. Maybe, yeah, it's probably the Inspiring Captain here, so I think I'm just going to play it. And then I guess I'm going to just... Because I'm going to have to equip on the Inspiring Captain anyways. So let's do this. So it makes sense to attack here, attack the Planeswalker, kill both of them off, and then equip onto the Inspiring Captain. Say go. I'm fine trading this off. I am pretty low on life, but I can pretty much stabilize perhaps if I get my Loxodon. Okay, the Blood Burglar I don't care about. Guess he's just gonna pass here. Alright, opponent passes. I could just attack here. Could just play out the Audacious Thief. I guess I could still attack, and I guess he could do an attack here, but then... Yeah, let's attack in for 4. I think this is worth it. I need to chip at his life total. Then what we can do is we can play the Skeleton. Play out the land. Equip Blade on the Skeleton. It's still 5 damage, so it's gonna be a double trade, but I think this is fine, I guess. Then Thief can be okay. Because I'm fine double blocking this. If he wants to kill out a token, that's fine. I can retrieve back the Skeleton. Alright, opponent still passes turn, so now I can equip onto the Inspiring Captain, keep attacking in for 4. That's why Ancestral Blade is such a great card, because you can just keep using this late game and smashing the opponent. I'm fine with this trade, this is excellent for me. Now I can equip the Blade onto Sanitarium Skeleton if he tries to attack. Say go. Next turn I can equip the Blade on the Audacious Thief and start getting in. Goblin Smuggler is annoying. Guess he can start getting in too for lifelink. Alright, we need a way to deal with this Smuggler. I think the right play during that turn where he had the Audacious Thief was to kill the Audacious Thief. But this is really annoying. I'm going to die next turn, but I think it's worth attacking with this Audacious Thief and drawing a card. So I can find something off the top. Probably not, so good game. Yeah, maybe it's better to use the Aerial Assault on his Audacious Thief and keep the Goblin Smuggler around. So that was a huge misplay. Other than that, I think I would have dealt with everything, but I'm going to try not to click too fast. The Aerial Assault was definitely better against his Audacious Thief instead of the Goblin Smuggler there. Like, he could start sneaking more 2 damage creatures across, but the Audacious Thief is the one gaining him a bunch of cards. But I'm still impressed by a 6-2. But I would like a 7 wins. That last game I could have probably won if I didn't Aerial Assault the Goblin Smuggler, instead Aerial Assaulted the Audacious Thief. But that turn where he played Murder and the Chandra Planeswalker was the one that really got me. So let's try to... Okay, I like my 1-drop Sanitarium Skeleton and then Battalion Footsoldier. Just need another black for Murder. I think this is keepable and we're on the play. Hopefully I don't top deck a Battalion Footsoldier in 2 turns, so I can just draw them out naturally. Ooh, Ancestral Blade on 2, excellent. So this is such a good 2-drop. It's been doing amazing work throughout this whole draft. Plays out Daybreak Chaplain. None of the stuff can get past. Ooh, drew a Battalion Footsoldier, not good, but I guess we're going to play it. Take action, just draw them all. Deny our deck. Next turn we can potentially equip the Ancestral Blade and start attacking in. There's no good attacks here because he's just going to gain 1 life and I'm going to deal 1 life. So there's really no reason to attack. I'm not really progressing. Alright, another Daybreak Chaplain. Its double block still doesn't work, but I'm happy playing land here. Don't know why the All-Tapper moves to black. This doesn't make any sense. They need to seriously fix it. Let's equip, get in for 3, then play another one, and I can still double block if he decides to attack. You could get this flying, sure, I don't care. That's a good murder target. If he wants to attack in for 1, that's fine. I can still try to attack with everyone next turn. Okay. Ooh, Inspiring Captain. But I could set up for a potential crazier turn where I can play out all these Battalion Footsoldiers and they can all become 3 power and start smashing through. So right now I might play it safe, but the problem is he could just start drawing more cards and playing more creatures, but he seems stuck in 2 lands, so I think I'm fine just getting him for 3 still. Playing on now Battalion Footsoldier. They need to fix the auto tapper, seriously. Could just move the blade. Do I need to? Like, I can't even double spell anyways, so... But I don't think there's anything I really need to block. This has flying anyways, so he can start getting for lifelink. Okay, land off the top, so I might just pull the trigger. You could have aerial assault here and gain a life. Could Inspiring Captain equip the blade on the Sanitarium Skeleton and just have a bunch of 3/3s attacking in next turn, and he's forced to maybe chump block. I think I like that. Alright, Angel Vitality. So he's going to gain a bunch of life. So this is a fine murder target if I had the black, and I think I would murder this. So now what? Guess we just go all out. I think this is a good turn to do it. Yeah, let's just pull the trigger. So this is really powerful, and now what? Guess I can move the blade onto the Sanitarium Skeleton and get a good attack in, so... And he's forced to chump block, and he's still far away from 25 life. He's going to gain a little bit more life than usual, but this is a lot of damage. I think I'm going to kill the Angel, obviously. The Angel is the most important unit to kill here. I could kill the Daybreak, but the Angel is the one that helps him gain all this life, so yeah, it makes sense to kill the Angel. Opponent's at 4, it goes back to 8, okay. So maybe it was a little bit preemptive, I guess, but it was still pretty decent, forcing him to make all these blocks. But now the opponent's down to 8, which is pretty low on life. Winged Words, draw 2, sure. Okay, another Daybreak Chaplain. Is the opponent just going to make a million of these? Okay, I guess I got a Squad Captain, but I'm not going to get an attack in. So I might just move the blade here and play out the... It's close. This can enable a nice attack. I think I will. I can go for a Greeter Squad Captain if I have to. But just attacking for 4 is nice and not having a good creature to block for him. 4? Sure. I think I'm going to play a more expensive card. Could move the blade, but probably not. Probably going to keep it as a 4/4 that I can start attacking in next turn. And then I can make a giant Squad Captain. Could use the enchantment that buffs this toughness, but then I can hopefully pick up a second block to murder this, or potentially a Bone Splinters. Alright, Aerial Assault, sure. Okay, the opponent's just gonna make a million of them, that's fine. I'm gonna make a big giant Squad Captain in the meantime. And it's gonna be pretty huge. Ooh, Bone Splinters. Don't think it's a time to pull the trigger yet. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is gonna become a pretty big Squad Captain. I think this is nice. And then I can equip a blade onto it and start attacking. He needs a sleep paralysis on this. That's the only way, but I can still get value off of the Bone Splinters if he uses it. Okay, Empyrean Eagle is powerful, but that's only 1 creature. I think this is a fine card to Bone Splinters. So I think I'm just going to pull the trigger now. Skeleton is fine. You could have God's Willing here. I guess not, so now we can play out the Fencing Ace. Play land. Could have Battalion Foot Soldier, but he's going to triple block again, so I think the right call might just to be getting in with the squad captain, hitting in for 8, forcing him to jump block, which is nice. Say go. God's Willing would be pretty bad. It's a pretty powerful one-mana counter spell, counter anything. But now I can start attacking in, forcing the chump blocks to happen. Don't care about the flyers. Ooh, another Ancestral Blade. So I could try something here where, yeah, I think I like that. I can make a pretty powerful double striker. How would this work? I can get a double strike. I can get a first strike in, and then he can still block, I guess. So, oh, maybe the play is just to do something like this. And if he wants to do some weird triple block, that's fine. I'm still clearing his board. Definitely going to take out the life linker so he doesn't gain 1,000,000 life. So we're going to do that. And then we can make another 3/3, I guess. So Ancestral Blade doing a lot of work, for sure. Would love double black to finally have this murder up and running. Another Griffin Sentinel? Jeez. How many did she draft? Salvager Ruin? So I guess he can just bring the creatures back. But I think I need to still keep going in. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This still isn't enough to kill, but I guess we can try to bring back the skeleton this turn. Play out land. Could try to make a big double striker, but I think just these attacking in is fine. He's still forced to chump block with a squad captain. But this will die first before he can sack this to get a creature back. So it's a pretty bad card regardless. Makes sense to kill the chaplain so he doesn't gain 1,000,000 life. There's no first strike, I guess, so he can't use the salvager. So now we're going to put the weapon onto the fencing ace, potentially making this into a 3/3 double striker to turn after. All he's doing is throwing a bunch of chump blockers in front of this 7/7. So this seems pretty powerful next turn. I can just make this into a 3/3 double striker. I guess the Frostlinks here is pretty annoying. I guess a murder would be nice off the top. So I can potentially murder if he blocks and get a good reasonable trade in. Ooh, Bone Splinters. I might just do that. I think I will. Yeah, let's do it. Huh, which one's better to kill though? I think the Frostlinks. Then we can equip the blade onto the fencing ace, and that should be lethal. Unless he wants to chump. He could just chump and double block this Battalion Foot Soldier, so I guess I can kind of force him to chump here. 1. Opponent has a weird janky blue-white flyers deck. He can attack in for 2, but I can still have lethal in the ground. So he's kind of forced to chump. Alright, so I have murder up. Could just murder here. Or I could just play it safe. But anyways, we're just going to attack. I think I'm just going to play it safe here. He could double block this, but he's going to die, so he needs to block with both. I'm going to play it safe here. Even though I can murder and go for lethal, he could have something. You never know. This is 7 damage, so Don't know what the opponent's trying here. Unsummon. Sure. I'll just replay it. Could have played our cleansing, I guess. That's his only way to win. But that's still pretty slim. That would need to be in top deck. Okay, so awesome. Nice draft. I managed to get a 7-2. Could have been maybe better at 7-1. Didn't make a few misplays, but other than that, pretty interesting draft. Can't believe I even got to 7 with this, and I'm gonna upload this on my YouTube videos. So stay tuned, guys, for more draft content. Let's try to open this pack. Try to do our own weird pick one, pack ones. Alright, pack one, pick one, pack ones, pack one, pick one. Maybe unsummon. And maybe reduce to ashes or aerial assault. Pretty bad pack one, pick one overall. Maybe reduce to ashes. I don't know. Aerial assault can be decent too, but white again isn't the best color. So there you have it. I'm gonna upload this video. Stay tuned for more draft content, and have a wonderful day, guys. Bye.